in addition to the actions and proposals that WWF and Coalition Clean Baltic jointly presented in the form of the Baltic Shadow Plan, I would like to update you about the progress in revision of the BSAP actions related to nutrient inputs and hazardous substances, and particularly would like to raise our concerns with regards to lacking efficient actions reducing nutrient inputs from agriculture, and by that I particularly mean nutrient balanced fertilization. I mean introducing economic instruments to limit mineral, phosphorus and nitrogen use in fertilizers, as well as limiting livestock density and coupling that with crop production. When it comes to hazardous substances, we are also concerned about lacking cost-efficient actions addressing both source reduction by, for example, restriction of over-the-counter pharmaceuticals sales, as well as cost-efficient end-of-pipe solutions by promoting the use of constructed wetlands as the final step of municipal wastewater treatment plants. That is specifically proved to work with the smaller and medium-scale plants and synergistically addresses both nutrients as well as inputs of microplastics and pharmaceuticals.
Increasing global shipping over the last few decades has also led to an increase in shipping in the Baltic Sea, and with the increased shipping we see increased environmental effects from shipping, which are especially significant in a particularly sensitive sea area like the Baltic Sea. We do see a lot of good intentions regarding restricting and minimizing these effects from shipping, but good intentions are simply not good enough. A recent example of this would be the failure of the IMO MEPC to adequately address carbon emissions from shipping, which clearly indicates that the Baltic Sea has to be an area where we do have stricter measures in place, and we need to find the tools to act more swiftly than the rest of the world. Other areas of concern for us regarding shipping would be loopholes in the Ballast Water Management Convention, trying to address underwater noise, which has a significant effect on underwater life, also prohibiting the release of scrubber wash water, and ensuring adequate port reception facilities exist.
For this Baltic Sea Action Plan, we had really hoped for stronger and better ambition linked to integrating fisheries and the wider ecosystem management. While there has been some support for CCB's proposals to try and meet that ambition, it's not really clear yet if these will be fully backed up by the heads of delegation. We have a collapsed cod stock on our hands, and if such a collapse doesn't send a strong enough message to seriously question our current management, we just don't know what can. So we really believe that the contracting parties must take on the ecosystem approach, or as we also like to call it, the all-in approach, and put that into practice now. And the problems of the cod stock is just a clear indication of how bad that is needed. So regarding one specific proposal we have put to the contracting parties, it's about eel, and it requires a special mentioning here. All the contracting parties except one has basically refused to accept our proposal to stop recreational fishing for the critically endangered eel. Now, CCB finds it outrageous that the countries are not doing more for the eel in general, but instead their track record almost shows that they avoid or even ignore the rules that they themselves have set up, as well as commitments they have made and reaffirmed multiple times over the past 10 years. Now, not even be able to support and put up a stop for a fishery for fun on a critically endangered species is simply a scandal. Frankly, it casts a shadow over the honesty of their intentions in relation to eel, but not just eel, actually to the entire Baltic Sea Action Plan.
The use of ocean space by maritime activities all over the world increases by day and put up huge pressure on the oceans that provide us with the ecosystem services that we need to sustain ourselves. By March 2021, all Baltic Sea countries in the EU need to deliver their marine spatial plans to the EU. The only non-EU country, Russia, has yet to develop a national MSP. To address the cumulative impacts that we impose on the marine environment, it's crucial Baltic Sea countries apply an ecosystem-based approach to marine spatial planning to safeguard important ecological functions and areas, reduce negative pressure on the marine ecosystem as a whole, and ensure there is space for nature conservation and restoration. This approach must be applied through a transboundary process within and across Baltic Sea countries, delivering effective nature resilience in the light of the impact of climate change, as well as supporting a sustainable blue economy. The failure to reach good environmental status in the Baltic Sea, and including future mitigation and adaptation planning for climate change, shows that action is urgently needed to prioritize integrated and innovative MSP for healthy and resilient Baltic future generations.